So I'm going to start this video off with two rants. After all, this is KWPR, Koi Water Plants and Rants. Now you might think, what's this got to do with koi when I talk about it? But in a roundabout way, it affects everything that's going on. You know, if you're building a new koi pond and you're waiting for stuff to turn up and you're not getting it because of the driver shortage, then yeah, it may sort of like have in a roundabout way something to do with it. So the driver shortage, why am I going to have a rant about it? Basically because what's being reported on the news and coming from MPs is total and utter bull sperm. I'm sorry, but it is. Yes, there is a national driver shortage. Is it something new? No. Probably over the last it's got to be coming on for about 15 years. HGV drivers in this country have been getting less and less and less. They're blaming it on Brexit, saying that when Brexit came in, a lot of the drivers went home. A few did, yeah. There's still a lot of Eastern European drivers still working over here in the UK. But the fact of the matter is that a lot of them were going back anyway because wages and conditions in their own countries were a lot better than what we get over here. I know two English blokes who actually, when all the a lot of Polish drivers were coming over here and working over here, and after a while Poland were having a bit of a shortage, and I know two English guys who actually emigrated to Poland and were earning more money than what they ever did in the UK in Poland, working for Polish companies in Poland. Yet their cost of living, you know, they sold their little 2-bedroom houses and got flaming great big 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom houses over there with pools and all sorts, like, you know, for half the price of what you're, well, quarter of the price of what you're paying over here. So, you know, like I said, the driver shortage ain't nothing new. Brexit has got nothing to do with why there is a bigger driver shortage now. Basically, it's just something that's not appealing to the younger generations as they're coming through. They're not wanting to do it, and who can blame them? Who can blame them? It costs thousands of pounds to actually learn. I know the government's trying to make it easier. I think you now can go straight to your class 1, whereas you used to have to learn class 3, your little rigids, class 2, the bigger rigids, and then do your class 1, the bendy ones. But like I said, so each time you're having to pay to learn each class, and like I said, each, you know, and it costs thousands of pounds to learn. And then, you know, we adopted the international CPC course, which was brought in by the European Parliament. They decided it was a good idea. The driver CPC. Basically, it's just doing courses to learn stuff that you already know. You know, how to load, how to unload, you know, your tachograph. It's all stuff that you do daily. It's just teaching us to suck eggs. It's a money-making scheme, basically. And again, you have to do so many modules every 5 years. So it only lasts for 5 years, and you've got to renew it. And I think you've got to do 5 modules of 8 hours training each. And again, the companies pay for this, or you pay for it out of your own pocket. It's a money-making scheme. No need for it. Total a waste of flaming time. But the young lads coming in, it's all part of, they got to get the CPC and the license. And the thing is that the young lads coming through, you know, they spend all this money learning, but most insurance companies, Polish insurance companies, won't insure anybody unless they got 2 years experience and they're over the age of 25. But if nobody give them a job, how are they going to get the 2 years experience? Yeah, and like I said, over 25 to be insured. They did bring out sort of like a youth training scheme a few years back. Stobarts was one of the people that took it on, and there was another company up north. If you ever watch Super Truckers, McGov Farms, they did it, and but I think that's sort of fizzled out, because basically these young lads were coming in, 19, 20, given a great big shiny truck, and then paid peanuts to do the same work as everybody else was, and I mean proper peanuts. And I think people were taking the advantage of them, and it's all filtered out. And I think most young lads, they don't want to do it. They don't want to come out. They don't want to be in a lorry, sort of like 5 days a week, away from home, away from their mates, away from their game stations and things like that, disconnected from the internet. And so, yeah, all right, you can phone to mobile, you can still connect to the internet, but you're working, so you can't. And there's just no appeal, whatsoever. So I can understand it. And like I said, I think you can find out, money's rubbish, lifestyle's rubbish. You do it because you can't do it. I've had people come up to me at the show at the weekend, sort of saying, "Oh, you're a lorry driver," and that, like, you never realised you earned so much money. Again, MPs, right? They've been spouting off these fairy tale earnings that lorry drivers get. I think Priti Patel was quoted saying, "I don't know what the problem is, drivers earn £100,000 a year." The Transport Minister, forget his name now, he turned around and said he can earn up to £75,000 a year as a lorry driver. No way, Jose. I don't know what planet they're on and where they're getting this information from, but it's total rubbish. I'm trying to watch my language here. Total utter rubbish. 75,000, 100,000. Never in a month of Sundays. If these jobs exist, tell me where they are, because I'm applying now. It's the average wage of a lorry driver in this country, including a night out allowance, and I'll cover that later, is up around about the sort of like the 25 to 26,000 pound a year limit. And for the job, it's not a lot. Yes, you can earn more. A really well paid HGV lorry driver's job in this country, with all your allowances, your night out allowances, bonus share support care schemes, and everything all chucked in, you might, and I say you might, touch about 40k, £40,000 a year. You might, but most, a huge majority are nowhere near that. I consider myself not too badly paid with the company that I work for, but like I said, it's night out allowance and everything like that, because this around me here, Monday to Friday, is where I live. I work in it, eat in it, sleep in it. This is it. This is my existence. This is my world. So, and like I say, so wages, like I said, total and utter rubbish. Where the government are getting these from, I don't know. Why the news people, BBC, whatever like that, or MPs, why aren't you talking to lorry drivers? You're talking to things like Unite or the Road Transport Haulage, the Road Haulage Association. Sorry, but these people have so out of touch with the drivers on the roads these days. The Road Haulage Association are more to do with management. They don't speak to drivers. 2 ticks. I need to speak to somebody outside. Sorry, I sat on a site up at Cambridgeshire at the new AstraZeneca transport hub they're building, sort of thing, and been sat here for hours waiting as usual. But anyway, so yeah, where was I? So like I said, nobody's speaking to the actual lorry driver to find out what the issues is or what the problems are or anything like that. So like I said, so wages, total rubbish, and of course, I'm going to say, and any lorry driver will say, it's not enough. I mean, whatever job you do out there, if somebody asks you, do you get paid enough? You probably turn around and go, nah, mate, nah, never in a month of Sundays. Not for what I do. I deserve more money. But the truth of the matter is, average wage for a fully trained HGV Class 1 articulated lorry driver is around about 25 to 26k a year, including your allowances and your night out allowance. Now, your night out allowance basically is money you get paid on top of your wage if you spend a night out on the road. It's to pay for sort of like pay for somewhere to sort of like have a shower, go pay for your shower, do a bit of washing, maybe get something to eat or something like that. It's an inconvenience thing for being away. You know, in the old days it used to be paid to go to a hotel, and on the average night out money is probably, you know, it's about 20 quid for a night out. Now, bearing in mind now, right, this is the next point, motorway services, yeah, right. So if you are tramping, which means you're out and about, going out and about, and you spend all week out in your cab sort of thing, right, in this country, and this is the only country in the European countries where you pay to park. Okay, yeah, around Calais in France, you do pay, in a couple of places down in the TIR parks in Portugal you pay, but the reason you're paying there is you're paying for the security. These truck stops in there, you go big through automatic gates and that lot, cameras all over the place, security patrols and everything like that going around, and that's what you're paying for. Now, that's what you're supposed to pay for in this country. When you go to a motorway services and you pay to park, or you go to a lorry park and you pay to park, yeah, you're supposed to be paying for the security, right? And years ago, you pull into motorway services, go through to the truck park, be a little yellow box in there, there'd be some old boy sat there, you pay in the money to park and that lot, and you sit there all night, go out, have a little patrol round, make sure no naughtiness is going on and stuff like that, nobody's thieving, you know. And so, you know, you pay for your security, and you know, and you was talking back then £8, £9, £10 a night. Motorway services now have been taken over by CP Parking. Got rid of all the old guys doing the security. Most motorway services now are charging £30+ a night to park. You can pay a couple of £3 extra and you get a meal voucher on that. And the meal vouchers you can use in KFCs and stuff like that. All the unhealthy stuff, no healthy options. Yeah, you pay that. Some places you get free showers of that, but some places you still got to pay another £2, £3, whatever, if you want a shower, right? Round the London, round the M25, you're nearly 40 quid a night to park. So don't park in the services. Go to the industrial estates. Most of the industrial estates now, big signs, no overnight parking, double yellows everywhere, not allowed to park there. All right, go to a lay-by. All right, lay-by's fair enough, but you can get your diesel nicked, as it happens all too often round there. And plus all the off-road lay-bys where you're sort of like sat away from the road, you've got a nice little island separating you from the traffic and that lot. They're all getting closed down by all the various councils in up and down the country. They're all filling them in. They don't want them. Don't want lorries parking there. So you're being forced into the motorway services. Truck stops. Used to be hundreds of them. Used to be able to go in there, get a nice slap-up meal, you know, little bit of entertainment, be a singer on, or there might be some naughty women taking their clothes off or something like that, you know. Used to be up and down the country everywhere, and you know, and it was places where you could meet and go in, have a natter with other people, watch the entertainment, stuff like that. Disappearing, few and far between. Yeah, there's lorry, there are a few truck stops about, but all that sort of side of things are all gone. You know, you go in, you have your meal, you go in, you sit in your wagon, and that's it. So it's, you know, we're being forced. You know, a lot of companies used to pay your money, back. So if you pay for park, you put it in on your form, hand the receipt in, and then your wages the following week, you get your parking back. Right, my company don't do that. So if I want to park in the services, it comes out of my money. So if I wanted to park in the services every night, say 4 nights or something like that, and I'm spending nearly 40 quid a night, that's half my wages disappeared down the drain. You know, it's for doing my job. Hello. You know, I'm paying to do my job. You know, I pay to do my CPC. I pay to learn to drive. I pay for this. You know, one of the few jobs where you got to pay money out all the time to do your job. Hello, government. Are you paying attention? So, like I say, that's another reason. And talking about motorway services, and this is where a lot of the drivers have left, was when COVID hit and we had the first lockdown. Lorry drivers, we kept on going. We, you know, kept the supermarket shelves filled as best we can, kept goods going in wherever they were needed. We didn't stop. You know, we carried on working, no furlough for us. We were still going. Well, I was anyway, so, you know, I didn't stop, didn't have a day off all through sort of like the lockdown periods. But you pull into a motorway for the night, your time is up, you've got to pull into a motorway services for the night. They were still charging you full parking fees. But you couldn't get nothing to eat, you couldn't get a wash, you couldn't use the toilet, you couldn't have a shower. But they were still charging you up to £40 to park. Away from that, you know, like I said, all the McDonald's, all the food shops, all the little cafes, all the restaurants and everything like that were all closed down. So the guys on the road are out all week, and that lot was living on sandwiches. And I know that a lot of the older blokes that were driving after that lockdown turned around and he said, you know what, I've had enough, I'm sacking it. And that is where the biggest drop has come from after that. After these lockdowns, when you couldn't get nothing as a lorry driver. I think it just, you know, it just broke a lot of people's hearts and just made them, it just confirmed the way lorry drivers feel. They feel like third class citizens because nobody likes you. You're always considered a menace. You're always holding people up. Whenever you have a traffic accident, even if somebody's running to the side of you as they pull out of a junction as you're driving down, it's your fault. You're the lorry driver, it's your fault. And that's it. You know, if the government wants to know what's going wrong with HGV drivers in this country, speak to the drivers and we'll tell you. Don't listen to these so-called experts. They ain't got a clue. Transport unions lost touch with the drivers. Yeah. Transport minister. Ever been out in a lorry? Don't think so. Come speak to us and we'll tell you. So, if you're an MP, pay attention, take this up to the Parliament, show them, yeah? If you're not an MP, but you might know an MP, please, take it down to them and show them. Right, rant about haulage drivers, finished. Next rant, fuel. Come on, fuel shortage. There isn't a fuel shortage, yeah? There isn't even a delivery shortage. BP said that there would be a delay on about 100 of their stores. Out of their 1,400 stores, about 100 of their stores will be getting late deliveries. They didn't say they wouldn't get a delivery, just said they might have to close because there might be a late delivery. So it's about 100 stores. Tesco's turned around and said, yeah, not a problem, all ours can get all their fuel on time. Sainsbury's, Morrison's, Esso, Shell, everything was continuing as normal, not a problem. So what does the public do? You turn around and you automatically panic and you go out and fill your car up. Empty the stations. Now there's a fuel crisis because everybody's gone out and panic bought. No need to. I mean, it's the stage. There's people going out. They're driving to work. They've got a full tank. They drive to work. They drive home. And on the way home, they queue up for 2 hours to put £3 worth of fuel in their car. Come on, people. We've become a nation of panickers. We've become a nation of worriers. We've become a nation of selfish people. You know, where's the old sort of blitz spirit gone? I'll tell you, if anything was ever to happen, if anybody ever wanted to invade this country, you know, and, you know, got their eyes on this country, they wanted to invade, they wouldn't have to send the troops over. They'd just have to stop our bog roll supply, stop the McDonald's buns coming over, and maybe sort of like close a couple of fuel stations down, sit back, watch everybody kill each other, and then just step in and say, cheers guys, thanks very much. Calm down. People, be sensible. Don't be selfish, be sensible. If you need fuel, yeah, fair enough, go get your fuel. If you don't need it, don't go fill up. Sorry, I had to have a rant, because like I said, this is koi water plants and rants. Anyway, on with the rest of the video. I did go up to the All England Koi Show at the Detling, Kent Showground. Had a brilliant day, absolutely brilliant day. My lovely lady wife actually came with me as well. Thing is, I didn't do that much filming, unfortunately, because I turned up there, and as soon as I got there, there's people I knew and people coming up to me and having little natters, and well, you know, and I spent most of my time talking, and every time I sort of got my camera out to do a bit of filming, you know, somebody else would come up and have a natter, or my lovely lady wife would drag me off to look at a £10,000 koi and say, oh, that's nice, can we buy that? Yeah, no love. You know, I had no intentions of buying a fish. I had no intentions of buying a fish, but yeah, like I said, she's looking at all the nice expensive ones, and I'm sort of like looking at all the sort of like the 80, 90 quid, growing small. But my missus is one of these people who wants things now, instant. I want it that big. So, but yeah, they had a great day. The crew was up there. Low Magro, there was Jeff from Jeff for Koi, ANC Koi, Chris and Ash, and you might see their son wearing one of my t-shirts. He didn't mind wearing it at all, so in pink, and it must admit it did look quite good on him. Yeah, and loads and loads of other Surrey Koi, sea beers come across as well, and had a good old natter there. Lee Hadfield was up there. So yeah, it was a really good day. Met loads of people, had a wonderful time chatting to people and talking to people about different things. But sorry, I didn't get much film. If you want to see a really good video about the show, and go over to Low Magro, the French Koi Connections channel. It could almost be what she's done, turned out, it could almost be like the promo video for the show in the future, next year or something like that. She's done a really good job, got all the footage, got every stand in there. So unusually for a YouTuber, I'm sending you somewhere else to go have a look at a video. But yeah, I've got a little bit of footage. I'll put it up, and then I'll show you what happened when I got home. All right, guys, sorry about the whinge. I had to say it. It was just really getting my goat, and I had to let vent off. And if you fancied, you know, you could have skipped if you didn't want to watch it. Anyway, guys, stay safe. Hopefully I might get unloaded in a little while, and I'll see you at the end of the video. See you soon. Bye.